Hi guys, welcome to This Darn Chick's Designs. Hope you guys had a great holiday. Today we're actually going to be making a placemat. We're going to be making it out of this little cord here. It is actually the all-purpose clothesline, okay, that you can actually get over at Lowe's, Home Depot, which is kind of one of my favorite places to go to get all of my craft supplies. So we're going to actually start with this one. This is a little bit thinner cord. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start out. Make sure you cut the end of it. Okay. Show you this right here. We're going to just cut this little piece. And then at the end of it, you're going to go ahead and you're going to put a piece of tape around it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna just take it, put a little piece of tape around it. The reason why we do that is to make sure that it's actually secure, okay, at the end, so it doesn't fray or anything. Most of the time you won't have these actually fray. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it from here and we're going to take it and coil it, okay? So you can actually take it and kind of coil it there, all right? And from there, you can either hot glue the first couple sections or you can actually go ahead and go over with your sewing machine. So normally what I do is just kind of go across with a zigzag stitch, okay? And then that will actually start to secure that area. Once you're finished with that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it over to our Janome and we're gonna place it on our Pellon. So you've got to have some Pellon here. This is actually that sticky back that I always keep telling you about that I use. This does actually keep your placemats down. The placemat we're doing is going to be a very small one, but you can do larger ones. It just depends on how large that you want for your table. So we're going to go over there and we will show you how to embroider that. I did make it was actually from Embroidery, is where I made my design at. So some of that design I'll probably have to redo over, but it's just to show you exactly that you still can use this poly rope, okay, to make these placemats with, and you could still use the embroidery to go over the top of it there because your machine is strong enough to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to get you over there so you can actually see how to embroider on this. And the thing about it is once you get these done, you can actually go ahead and put them on your table. You don't really have to go back out and buy any because you've already made your own. So let's start the project and I will see you soon. Okay, so what you're going to do next is you're going to take your Pellon, which is what I normally use. Make sure you go ahead and spread it across the top here. Kind of bend it down if you can, okay? Just turn my camera just a little bit so you can kind of see where everything's at there. There we go. All right, so down here, like this. And this stuff is really a pain to try to bend backwards. So you kind of have to hold it down and then set your hoop over it, and it's still going to try to give you a little bit of problems. Just try to set this over here as well as I can, okay? Put my hoop in here with it. Okay. Whoops. See what a pain it is to get this thing to do it? This is like the worst. I love this stuff, but I'll tell you, it's the worst. It really is. It's like trying to get it in these hoops. It's a daggone pain to do it. However, I fight it every way. Okay, you want to tighten up your sides here. Okay, tighten that up just to make sure that all these sides are in here. You're going to go ahead. You're going to want to score your piece across. Just normally what I do. It just makes it a little bit easier for you. And then you can kind of peel up these sides here. And sometimes I found out that sometimes I peel up this outer piece here where it just kind of goes right through there. Let's go ahead and just take that. Ooh, it's being a little contrary with me today, I think. Let's So how many of you out there, let me just ask this question. How many of you out there, and be honest, when you get to do a craft project, doesn't it feel like everything just goes wrong? Like you're so excited to do a craft project and it's like one thing after another after another. And it's usually our electronics that does it. And then we're just thinking we're ready to give up because of it. I'm telling you, it's not fun at all. The fun project that you're supposed to have, you're not having fun with it because everything is messing up. So anyway, so we're back here to the Pellon, and it's got that little sticky surface, okay? We're going to take our mini placemat, place it on top, okay? Since it's got that sticky surface, we don't have to worry about it lifting up or anything like that. And we're going to take it over to our Janome, and we're going to start to embroider on it. Okay, so when you get to the end of it, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to sew over this end right here, okay? So make sure, let's kind of get it going here. Try to get it together here if I can. Mind you, I'm doing this with my camera and my one hand here. So anyways, what I'm doing is I'm just pushing it along here. This right here is where you want to actually sew over the top there. Because we want to try to get, let me see if I can get this in here, sorry. Try to get that in there. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this off. All right, so this is our small, okay, we have a small one that I made here. Placemat. Make sure you cut off your ends there, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take it over to our Janome, and we are going to embroider on it. All right, so before you do anything, you want to make sure that the area that you're embroidering is through the square that's actually here. So when you make sure that it's just embroidered, you want to make sure it's in this little square. So that's what it's doing right now. Okay. So now, pull this out and put my string in it, or my thread in it. How many of you, I don't use this very often. I'm so used to actually just taking that thread and pushing it through the needle that honestly, I know we probably should use it. I just don't use mine very often. I don't know, I mean, am I the only one on this? Or, I mean, I guess we learned it grandma's way. You know, you just take it, pull it through there, and it should be pretty easy to insert. That's kind of like what I learned from my grandmother. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, so go back here, and we're going to start our embroidery. Okay, so we're going to be starting out with our leaves. Right here, this design that I did, I made it on the embroiderings. And I hear a lot of people saying that when they do these type of placemats, you know, with the rope, that they don't really have, like their needle won't go through it. Now I've not had that, knock on wood, it's actually done really well for me. So, you know, I'm not sure why that they do have that problem. You know, good Lord, I don't want anybody to have problems, especially when you're doing a project, because you're already excited about it. And when you get through your project, you don't want it to mess up. So, the only thing that I can give suggestions to them is to use the Pellon. That's the biggest thing. This Pellon right here will actually help stick anything to any of the placemats, any of the coasters that I've done. It will stick right to it. So it should be easier, you know, for you to actually go ahead and embroider. So this will probably take, it says 61 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and let it go through with it, and we'll be right back with it. Okay, so here's our pretty little placemat. So you can actually go ahead and put your seasonal bowls on it, you know, for the fall. Or you can put your plates on it and put some real pretty wine glasses right next to it. But I think it came out really well. It's got my little pumpkin underneath there, and then I got my 2 leaves out to the side. So if you have any questions, just let me know, and then you have a good night.